All right, well, let's get started here. Both of them are coming down the corridor, getting ready to meet. Now, we're going to stop here right away. So let's take a look at Trump first. Now, he's the first one to extend his hand, so he's the one leading. He's the one that's in charge in this. Now, as they get closer, even though Trump reached out first and they're facing each other, you'll see that Kim extends his hand right away to get the upper hand, and you'll see that here in just a second as it goes on. Now, you'll also notice Kim's walking more like a marionette. Trump's more walking very presidential, if you will, head up, chest up, shoulders back. His feet are underneath him, where Kim, again, he's walking more like a marionette. His feet are out in front of him. It's almost like he doesn't have any knees. He's going back and forth, and I don't know if that has to do with his weight or what it has to do with. Now, you'll see something else right there. Now, I'm going to stop it again real quick. Now, when they reached over, Kim grabbed first, which would say, okay, well, he's in charge or he's leading the pack here. But it's because his hand is facing the crowd. They see the hand. Trump quickly grabs his arm like that, just as a quick reminder that no, I'm the guy here. I'm in charge, and he covers that handshake up just for a split second, and just enough to subconsciously put some doubt in who's in charge in everybody's mind with this one. Okay. Talking about something. I don't know what the hell Trump is talking about here. He's mumbling about something. Kim's just looking at him, just kind of taking it in. He's not understanding a word he's saying, I'm sure. He's just kind of looking at him and smiling that goofy smile. And Trump's guiding the way here. He's, okay, let's turn for the camera. Let's take a picture. Now, this is a good time to point out stature and power there. Trump says he's 6-something, and that must make Kim like 5'6" or something like that. Kim looks like he's reporting to the principal's office. His body's turned a little bit to Trump probably for a little bit of comfort and guidance. And then Trump is facing the camera directly. So now Trump's, okay, he's done with pictures. So he's, okay, we're done with the pictures now, little guy. Let's go ahead and I'm going to give you some more direction here. He pats him a couple times on the shoulder, get his attention, let him know that, okay, I'm back in charge again, and I'm guiding the band. So he's going to give him a little direction here, I'm sure. Just one sec. Yeah, let's go over this way. And then he almost pretty much pushes him that direction to start moving in the direction that Trump wants him to move towards. It's interesting. He's guiding the show. He's behind him, but he's also guiding him along the way. Okay, now we're at the next part. They're kind of away from everybody here, talking about something with their translators. Who knows probably what's next, where to go. Now, Trump, notice what he does right there. I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to let you guys watch this for a second. And there, and there, and there. It's like a race. Taking them to wherever they're going. Obviously, Trump is the one leading the way here. He, again, with the pat on the back, shows him the room. This room right here, little guy, and he kind of practically pushes him in there. So let's take this step back just a second. I'm going to stop the video and run it real slow here so you can see what's going on and what I'm talking about. So first of all, as I said, they're standing there talking probably what the rules are, where they're going. The room may be being prepped at this time, something. It's probably just a little bit of happy talk. It looks like some head nodding and whatnot. Those are the translators there. And they're discussing, what's coming next or what's going to happen here. And I don't know if anybody's ever tried to talk to through a translator, but it's really hard to get your point across sometimes, and tone and all that stuff really loses its impact when you're using a translator. Now you notice Trump right there. So that's that touch I was talking about. He's, hey, I got you here. I got your back. I'm not going to let you make any mistakes here. I'm going to, I'm the lead here. So don't worry about it. And that was what that kind of that power touch on the upper part of the arm was there. There's a little more interacting there, a little more discussion. Again, unsure what the subject is. But then interesting. So Kim reaches up and does the same thing that Trump does. Now, this wasn't a real show of power, I don't think. This was more, I'm just mirroring what you did because that's what I think I'm supposed to do. But just in case there's any doubt, Trump reaches over and grabs for a handshake again and then shows the way. I'm in charge here, and I'm going to show you the way. Again, he's going to kind of give him a shove. And here's the interesting part. This is what I think is really funny. So he points the direction, gives him a shove. They start going, but Trump doesn't want him in the lead, so here we go. Quick in the step. He's double timing it. I got to get him. I think I'm going to catch him on turn 2. You see that? They almost look like they're holding hands. Now, as we get closer to the door, just in case we were all wondering who the alpha wolf is here, we're about to get to where the room is, and here's where we seal the deal. Trump says, yeah, it's this room right here. And he puts his hand on his back right about, where are we at here? Right about here. He's going to put his hand on his back. You can only see it for a second. There's the open door. Here comes the hand. Right there. He pats him on the back. This is the room. Raises his left hand up to give him guidance and show him where to go. This is all like, you know, a dad and son or somebody reported to the principal's office. Look at, there's the door. Come right on here, little guy. So now let's go into the room where they're talking here. Start right off the bat. Let's talk about when we're seated and doing power pose and that kind of stuff and taking charge. Now look at Trump here. He's got his hands in the typical power pose, like that pyramid in his lap right there. He does that a lot. We see that all the time. His feet are grounded. They're not crossed underneath the chair. He's very square in his seat right now, listening intently to whoever's talking over there, and he's in a position of power. That's what he does. And Kim, on the other hand, he's leaning over to the side, and I'm going to go over his stuff here in just a second because he's got a lot more going on over there than just the way he's sitting. There's other things going on, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of those. See how they pan on into him, and look how shiny his face is, and mouth breathing. Trump, mouth closed, poised, looking forward, hands together, jerking head movements from Kim. Just not comfortable at all. So I'm going to run this back in slow motion real quick. Now, Kim's got the shiny face going on. His mouth is wide open. He's leaning forward. Now, I was a firefighter for many years, and when asthmatics and people having trouble breathing, they go into a tripod pose, and that's almost where he's out right now, where Trump is just sitting comfortably like that. You look back at Kim, and he's got a couple points of contact. He's leaning forward. His mouth is open. His face is shiny. You look at his shoulders. He's doing some labored breathing there. I don't know if it was from the walk that he just took, that 100-foot walk he just took, if he's nervous or what it is, but he's definitely not feeling it right here. He has his hands crossed in front of him, almost like giving himself kind of a hug, reminding himself that others. It could be reminding himself that others are watching, that kind of thing. It's more of a security thing, but he's really his shoulders go up and down. His eyes he's kind of looking around all around the room, just kind of not getting eye contact with really anybody, just kind of looking around, trying to catch his breath. You see his shoulders move up and down a little bit, and again with Trump just kind of sitting there in his pose. Now, we're going to go ahead and go back to real time here and see how Trump's controlling the room. You see how Kim's kind of leaning towards him, feet tucked under the chair. His feet are crossed. When you're speaking to somebody, don't cross your feet underneath the chair. That just kind of shows weakness. It's a very weak pose. Kim's smiling and nodding and all of that, kind of like what you do when you meet somebody that's important at a dinner party or something. You want to impress them with lots of smiles and stuff. Not a lot of content to it. He's just smiling. There's no eyes or ears connected. Now, I've heard a couple people say right there where he grabs onto that chair that he's looking to get out of there or get out of the room. Now, one of his feet kind of says that it might be because his feet are uncrossed now. He is supporting himself on that arm. If you look at it real close there, you know, some say like a crutch or whatever. I think that he's still just supporting himself to catch his breath. That's my thought. So there's the handshake. You know, Trump reached out first. Now, let's take a look at that handshake again. Hold on here. So Trump's done talking. He's ready to get down to business. He's going to shoo them out, initiate the handshake. Kim reaches over. Now, that should be enough. That's a power pose right there, and that should be enough. He's got eye contact with them, but then he gives him that little thumbs up thing. Now, some people say that's a sign of weakness or whatever. Now, I think that more or less that's just him thinking there's some kind of language barrier and just being Trump and giving the thumbs up, telling him that everything's okay, kind of being dad again, that everything's going to be all right. You know, Kim's still looking off in the distance, still kind of a deer in the headlights thing. Trump's about to shoo everybody out so they can get down to business. Yeah, he's just agreeing and laughing along and waiting to get started here. He doesn't want to be there. He's obviously nervous, but and Trump's just comfortable in his own skin all the time because he's just a kind of one of those guys. It doesn't matter the situation. He's like completely in control all the time. Rarely loses it. All right, well, that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed the video review. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything that you want to cover, or you want me to cover anything, leave a note down in the description. And yeah, or go to our Facebook site, check it out, The Warrior Pose. We have, if you want to do any of this stuff yourself, as we said, you can. We have a great program where you can learn how to do facial expressions, body language, micro expressions, learn how to read what's going on. Not necessarily do stuff like this, although this is kind of fun for me. What it's really good for is any sales associates or anybody that has to interact with people. It's a great way to find out how to have more meaningful conversations with folks. So anyway, remember, be brave, be courageous, and be a warrior. Have a great day.